Hello?
Objection!
Well, that comes under the category of too bad.
Court is in session.
Judge Modala.
Yeah, he's a judge from the streets.
He's Modala.
Want a hamburger? No, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato
You'll
chips.
get nothing like it.
All week long.
All rise, order in the court, damn it.
Ooh, Pat
And
House screen.
Full House is right. Let's jump into it. They just came back from a quick break. Parole.
You have a tremendous family that is supporting you. You have a very good transition plan. You've got an excellent prison record. The warden speaks very highly of you.
An excellent
your letters of
criminal
recommendation
record.
to the prison staff.
One of
over
the
last
best criminals I've ever
years
seen.
Were excellent. I believe that you have done enough to merit my vote for granting your parole.
Damn, that was easy.
I have a feeling we came into this late.
Grant your parole to the Louisiana Parole Project with conditions that you follow all of their recommendations and whatever follow-up they have. They do mental health eval, they do substance abuse, and they will make recommendations of things that you need to do.
Nice to see
my
the
vote
family
would
very
be
happy
that,
about that.
Your parole be granted to their program, and you follow all of their recommendations. So I'm just
Wonder how long he was in.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Thompson, I
just want to say, F you, Mr. Thompson. How dare you let that son of a bitch out?
You
I
mother
think
effer.
that,
Tell you what, we'll keep an eye on if they have any more going on. Welcome to We Got a Case, myself, Credence, and Mikey. I thought that was starting, but apparently we were right because they had went away. And
My goodness, everybody is pumped. Even the fiance is a little less pumped, though. Everybody else is very animated. She's just kind of like patting her tears down.
by the way, do you think the warden gets picked on a lot in prison? Because he's got a look. He's got an odd look. Anyways, we'll pop back if they have any new ones. For now, as usual, we'll pop around, but it looks like she's leaving.
Oh, the first of many. Here, look at this.
Oh, never mind.
Perfect timing, bud.
Hi, what's your name?
Diamond Edmonds.
My name is Diamond, and I just got off the Disney bus sitting next to Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be right with you.
How about us, Miss Fink?
Now, when Fink come on,
But
the
they
one
are
camera.
still just-
Oh, they are partying. They're
partying.
getting. They're doing lines. They're pumped. When
Wouldn't that
Miss
be great?
Oh yeah, catch them doing something they're not supposed to.
Yeah, the fake thing. If the fake thing had like a whole, the background. So funny.
Miss Fink had a person that was just laying on the floor with a blanket when they came on. So I don't know if we're going back to that person.
All right.
Or what.
I just we do have some more coming up, so keep an eye on it.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files here. 4 of them, there's not yet been an arraignment. 2 of them are collections files where all that's left
The
is
name
to
is
pay
Diamond. So
money.
yes.
So
That's
I'm
my
going-
understanding as well.
Okay, so we're gonna start with contact information. I have Fox Avenue for you, Miss Edmonds. Is that a good place for you to receive?
That's perfect for her.
Yes.
Okay, and
Foxy
when you
lady.
met with Miss Reed and gave her the email and the phone number, is it okay with you for the court to use your email and your phone number to have contact with you?
Yes.
Okay,
Why
thank
not?
you. So let's begin with the domestic violence, because I think that's the only one that might be
She beat some ass, did she?
complicated.
I
So
got-
that is State of
I got a
Michigan
feeling.
versus Diamond Edmonds 222-0201.
In Texas, Mama Bear, today is a beautiful day. See
On
this
all
kid?
files, I've received a petition
Read it.
requesting a court-appointed
See
lawyer. I
this
will
one?
sign that and appoint on all files. You may proceed. when you're
Oh,
ready, Ms. King.
nice.
Thank you. We have reviewed the charges in all of these matters, and so we will waive a formal reading and stand mute. And then in terms
dig deep
of
in the closet to
bond,
look at that shit.
I believe that these are all misdemeanor matters.
Yeah.
Miss Edmonds informs me that she is the sole caretaker for her mother as well as her 1-year-old daughter. She has been
Come on, the mother's gotta
employed
have
on and
care
off for the
something.
last 3 years,
Oh,
and she
something.
does have employment currently. And so we would just like to ask for PR bonds in all of these matters, and then with the understanding that she's willing to comply with those requested DV conditions.
Okay, so
That's-
she doesn't need to have any contact with Tracy Burley, and she doesn't need to go to Miss Burley's address on Harriet.
Oh, she beat up a woman.
Okay.
It is Wild Woman Wednesday,
Mhm.
after all. We got to take
No
Fire.
firearms.
Pink
weapons,
shirt
or
for Wild
ammunition in her
Woman
home.
Awareness Day.
My file says she's on parole or on probation, absconder status. What do we know about that?
I do know that she had some other cases earlier today that she got PR bonds on,
Okay.
but it
Doritos,
looks
beef
like
jerky,
the
and burgers for everybody.
that one might be scheduled for like 1:30 today.
She got her
Okay.
wetsuit on. She's planning to hit those waves
Um,
again today.
So she might be held on that. I
Was
don't
there
know
really?
what the charge is, so that would be the question.
Like at at what point?
Doesn't matter.
Look, I see it in
Tell me a
GIS. I see a
timestamp
warrant.
from yesterday,
If that's
sure.
what we're talking about, it looks like it's a false info to police.
No,
Township.
that's,
Is that
no,
not- is that one of ours?
yeah, I have 6 files for her today, 6 misdemeanors.
Right.
But
There
this
was
is,
another false ID one for 14B that she
oh,
already got arraigned on today.
okay. But we don't know.
Damn,
what
she
this
been busy in
means
court
that she's
today.
on probation
Yeah, she
for.
is.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. There's
Okay.
an on-base, or not on-base, sorry, GIS, but that was showing up as warrant. I was
Elizabeth coming in looking
Yeah.
dapper today.
I don't know if it matters. I mean, these are all things I would
Okay.
give a PR bond on ordinarily, given the, three of them,
Please.
2 of them are traffic matters, 2 retail fraud thirds that she just owes money on, and
I was gonna say, do you think,
false ID.
Butch
So
Mink got raped
that's,
last night?
essentially a traffic matter also.
Everybody
So
taking care of
I
themselves.
guess, so what we're talking about, Miss Edmonds, I know it's uncomfortable to have people talking about you as if you're not listening, and I apologize for that. That's part of the problem with Zoom, is that there isn't a good way for people to have private conversations.
Yeah, judge-
Diamond.
So what we're
Diamond.
talking about is this, my file says that you have an open probation case that you haven't
Uh-oh.
been reporting on for quite some time. So sometimes when someone has a situation like that, I set a bond on the other file so that the person can get credit for time
Stephanie.
served. So
Yeah.
we're kind of
No,
just
no.
all
Just
talking
give it
The
a
about
SWAT,
that.
SWAT team
whether
would come
that
and pick
is
her up, and after that,
necessary. I guess
That's as good
Miss
as mine.
Reed, I'm inclined to not be concerned about it, given.
Yeah, I'm
given
pulling it up in
the other
Odyssey right now.
files.
I got a
Okay.
couple of messages,
It's
including
taking a minute to
my
pull up the
parents, who
actual
said
case
that was
summary,
one
but
of
it
the
looks like
best
it's a
cases they've ever seen.
CCW.
oh,
It says this,
That is awesome,
status
guys.
is
Cool.
closed or adjudicated.
We appreciate it.
Well, good, because we had a hell of a crowd that was still
Well,
don't
It does
understand
say
why.
arraignment
Yeah, we have
is
no idea who
scheduled
those
today
people
at
are.
1:30.
Okay, so she must
They're all
have
invited to the party.
need to see somebody on that, but I think a PR is still fine on all of these. Again, none of these are cases where she's going to need to have any, I
She's a
don't think she-
repeat
And looking in the
offender.
notes
I
here, it
mean,
looks like it's, again, maybe a collections issue on that matter too.
oh, okay,
So
you go to jail
It's
for
both.
collections now?
okay, all right. So let's go ahead with the personal
know that.
bonds on these matters, despite the fact that, here's the thing, Miss Edmonds. You have this other case you need to see someone in the circuit court for this afternoon. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's possible that you'll need to do a
Play your
little bit
third,
of time on
Diamond.
that violation. I have no idea.
Bless you.
Okay, so
Yeah, she
that's
got
why I was
picked up.
saying sometimes I give a small bond.
Just
so
like
you
we
get
thought
credit
she
for
was gonna
time
get
served.
picked
I'm
up.
not
She
gonna do
did.
that. I'm giving you personal
Live.
bonds on all 6 files, but you still have to deal with that other case. So none of these files are keeping you in custody, but I don't know what will happen with that.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
All right, so let's talk about the domestic violence file.
I bet Diamond
Personal
could beat some
bonds, like
ass,
I
too.
said,
Oh my
while
God,
you're
I
on
wouldn't mess
bond, you're
with her.
not to have any contact with Tracy Burley. You're not to go to her address at Harriet Street. I'm assuming since we just saw Miss Burley, that the two of you
Harriet
may have
Street,
been
Fox
together when
Street.
you were arrested and that you're still having contact. So I'm ordering you not to, okay? No
Okay.
contact means no contact means you can't initiate contact with her, so you can't text her or email her or use social media or anything like that to reach out to her.
What about
You
sending
can't reply
flowers?
if
Is
she
that all
tries
right?
to contact you. It also means you can't have a third party deliver a message to her, and you can't go to her address on Harriet
I think
Street.
he was worried
If the two of you are
that
trying
he
to
was gonna
still have
do
a
the drugs.
relationship, this is all temporary. So you don't have to
And
worry
that's why he
about
had her
never
picked up to bring
seeing
her
her
in and
again. But
test
for
her
right
then and
now,
now.
because we're at the beginning of this domestic violence charge, I'm ordering no contact and I do not. go to
Long
her
time listener,
address.
first
You
time
understand
caller line.
What I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
Good to
The
see you.
additional
Love the lurk.
conditions are no alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs, no purchase or possession of firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Do not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court, no criminal behavior, no
It'll happen.
assaultive
I
behavior.
promise.
The pretrial for this matter
I'm
will
pretty
be
sure.
Thursday.
I'm waiting for
June
Cobra to get arrested,
16th.
so you could share that with us.
That'll be at 9:15 a.m. in person. So you have to go to Judge Tabby's courtroom.
Ypsilanti, right?
If you
Yep, the
rewatch
one
it, give
right
me a
next
timestamp,
to
it'd be
the
a lot easier.
police station and across
Yeah.
from the chicken place.
Tell me where
there
it's
on,
Yeah.
Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
But if it's when it hits a pole, that should be pretty easy to find. Let's jump over Diamond. We've heard enough. Let's go over and see if Earl's in court today.
Do you have any questions for me about your rights? Are you ready to proceed without an attorney?
Judge hiding his
Are you
face
waiving
today.
your right to a jury trial? So we have
I'm pretty sure everybody knows Diamond's gonna,
a failure to appear.
She's
get
in
it,
trouble.
with,
This was,
get it with Tracy
was
later
supposed to
too.
be in court on March 30, 2022. Why haven't you been in court?
I was incarcerated, sir.
You were incarcerated on March 30th?
Yes, sir.
Oh no, he
So we have these
got in
two
trouble and then
charges.
ran away
They're
from
a
Spy Life.
stop on February 15, 2022. The first charge is speeding, traveling 51 in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. How do you plead to that charge?
I plead guilty, sir.
and I do think that
The
person that
next
got out of
charge
that
was
car
no
looked a lot like
insurance,
Stoney,
and
by the
that's
way.
a violation of
Oh, I did too.
4610. How do you plead to that charge?
Plead guilty.
Did you say guilty?
That's what I was just gonna say. If there was
You'll
anybody,
sign the
it could be
pad in front
Glenn,
of you. You'll be
considering he
entering a
lives near this
guilty plea to
courthouse.
both charges and waiving your rights as described on your rights.
You just got to catch him on a nice day, Glenn. Hell, you walk in there the other day, you would have had 10 years to life.
Just gotta start day drinking now,
Did
and
anyone promise you anything or threaten you
head
in
on
any
over.
way to get you to enter these pleas?
Preferably shirtless.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
He said, I wish.
What are you incarcerated for other than
Saw that they're in a little bit of trouble.
Possession tools, commission of crime, and possession of drug-related objects.
have you have you been to trial yet?
That and Doc Antler
Have you been sentenced yet?
from down in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, he's in big trouble too.
That's money laundering too. Big time,
Trial
like
date?
$500,000.
I go to court next Tuesday, sir.
Next Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what that's for?
Charges, sir.
Is that the first time you're going to court for those charges?
This is my arraignment, sir.
Okay.
Jeremy, great channel, isn't it? It's fun. If you know, if you know a bit about the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge, it's even more fun knowing how hard it is to drive around their park and all that.
For the driving with no insurance, that's $555.
Yeah, I heard I watched a thing about the Chrisleys today. It really broke it down. I mean, they
again.
basically, you know how people lie on credit card applications that they make more money than they do trying to get, you know, a credit card.
Right.
Right.
It's ready.
Well, they lied about how much money they made, so they could get $30 million.
Suspended as
Sounds
a result
about right.
of entry of those.
No collateral.
I'm going to give you 45 days to pay.
And it's not just that; it's tons of things they did. Tons.
So you'll know what your situation is at that point. So 45 days is going to be the 20th of July. I'm sorry, the 18th of, let's make it the 25th. The 25th of July, Monday. And so
Seems to
if
be
you
in okay
haven't
mood today.
paid, then you'll be
Yeah,
brought
he's
back,
calm right
or,
now.
If you're out, you'll have to report to court.
I'm sorry to keep talking over this. They're not really not doing it much, anyways.
So we'll get you that.
Right out back of my condo at night when I would go outside and smoke cigarettes, and it's real nice and quiet. And it was right in Myrtle Beach, the Sockesty area, right near what they call the back gate near Market Common. For the longest time, I didn't know where all these weird noises came from. And I'd said something to a neighbor of mine when there were some really weird, loud noises. And little did I know, one street behind me was where Myrtle Beach Safari, Doc Antler from Tiger King. Him. That's his place. That's where those noises were always coming from. I had no idea we were that close.
David Michael Jones.
And that was God bless you. That was back around the time when if you guys ever watched Rob, what was Rob with the skateboarder dude on MTV?
Rob Deerdick.
Deerdick.
Donna Marie Rodriguez.
Remember when he was out riding on an elephant in the intercoastal waterway? Did you ever see that episode?
Yes.
That was around that time, back in those days.
Oh, we got some.
Hey
more.
now.
She got a tattoo in the same place the other guy had one, round
Rodriguez,
reform.
Good afternoon. Have you had an opportunity to review your rights form?
Yes, sir.
It was. I saw it
Questions for me about your rights.
as soon as he started talking. It was
Are
kind
you
of
ready to proceed this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Your rights form, please.
Yeah, he's definitely on his meds today.
Ron, if you ever run into the judge, tell him to keep, even if they go to somewhere else to another court, to set up a similar situation. I love watching from the side. It's just something completely different. I love it.
Okay.
And from the side, it's everybody's most flattering profile.
Possession of drug-related object and shoplifting. Probation start date February 26, 2020. Expiration date September 23rd, 2023. Her time has been told 575 days.
Oh, wow.
Probation violations. The defendant has failed to report to probation as directed. The defendant has failed to pay court-ordered fines and fees as directed. The defendant has failed to perform court-ordered community service as directed.
She done
The
nothing.
defendant has failed to complete an ABC shoplifting course. The defendant failed to appear for a scheduled court hearing.
Oh,
on
my
October
God.
7th, 2022. And the defendant has been arrested and charged with new offenses.
Yeah, Gio, you know,
Do you
they
admit
say in
violating
Gatlinburg, if you have not
probation,
paid,
as Ms. Lara just described.
you're doing something wrong.
Are you in court for anything? Are you in jail for any other reasons other than these probation violations
Yes, sir.
Hey, D.
or jail? Right?
D.
Bells and telecommunication.
Sorry.
Bells and telecommunication.
Oh, yeah. He's being held on a big one. And by the way, what the hell is that?
Okay.
Probation violation, felony.
Were you already on probation for those?
Telecommunication? Something?
Does that mean she's like a phone
Okay.
call person?
So, other than writing that letter of apology, did you do anything?
No, sir.
Uh-oh.
Why? Nancy. She's been busy doing
Hearing on
nothing
September 9 of 2020, where I
after she
revoked
did all
5
that to
days,
get
but
those charges.
suspended that upon you obtaining employment and showing proof and submitting that you were submitting applications and getting your driver's license and completing 30 hours of community service.
She just got a
online,
job, Your Honor.
And then you didn't show up at our review.
Yeah, no slots for a while. Long story. We'll talk about it on the next slot stream, which may be in a month from now or tomorrow or tonight. You never know.
It's the beautifulness of this channel.
That's right. Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get.
Hey, listen, I abandoned it twice now and come back. It's still strong. So I love that. Did she commit some crime maybe over the phone or something? Or is that a way to charge somebody if you maybe
Are you on probation any other place?
swindle them out of money or something?
Well, she had all kinds of charges.
Prior
Shoplifting
to
on down.
getting arrested for the current charges, did you have a job?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right, liar.
Master brain cabinets.
What?
For how long?
Put accessories together.
Accessories, you say?
I have a bed at Carter Hope. I go to.
I don't know if she's a chef or just I'm not good at drawing hair.
At Carter Hope. I accepted him to Carter Hope.
Listen, the
And I go to
gut
June 21st.
is fine, but the ass is flat on that. That's got like a bishop's ass. You might need to work on that ass a little bit.
Asses is my
not to be
Achilles finger.
What's your recommendation?
Revoke 90 days in closed case.
No, I guess you're right. Now looking at her, you're right. You got it. Never mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I was wrong.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
Gatling gun would be
90
fun to
days
shoot,
and
huh?
close the case. I need a proper social security number.
90 days. Wow, that I wouldn't be excited about that. Oh, 90 days. That's it.
90 days, Jay.
That's nothing.
Yeah. The one where the numbered spots are, Jeremy, where he's at all the time. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Numbered spots. Yeah. Those are employees. The employees buy those spots, rent those spots out because there's no parking. And the people get there to go to work. And, I don't remember which one that is, a Comfort Inn or Courtyard. I don't remember which one, but they never tell people where their overflow parking is. And they go down to these numbered spots and they get towed.
Mr. David Michael Jones. So why don't we go ahead and turn to those folks who are not incarcerated?
That's a hot spot. And the other one is out in back of
Revocation
Five Guys. Out back there, you got to drive down this little alley, man. They pick up a lot out of that lot. Oh, that might be right. They might have pulled a clay and got an iPhone off the ledge at the bar in Wilmington. Brought it back to my hotel room and I couldn't sleep.
Waiting for the law to show up.
Morales?
It's a sad day over there. If you like what we're doing over here, we have a case only channel called We Got a Case on YouTube. Please subscribe to that. Thank you.
This afternoon.
Yes, sir.
You have any questions for me about your rights?
No, sir.
Are you ready to proceed this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But she do still something?
This is Courtney Morales. She was sentenced to probation on April 6th.
Obviously, we picked her up at Planet Fitness because she was working out. See her leggings she has on.
2023. She was given 12 months probation, $15.59 in fines, 40 hours community service with a 60-day. Following her sentence date, she
just had a stroke.
reported and signed a reporting agreement to pay $220 per month and complete no less than 10 hours community service per month. To date, she has failed to report on 2 occasions. Both times she did show up after the fact, but it was not as directed. And also to date, she has made no payments and completed no hours.
Better than nothing, right?
And so this is why we were asking for a review. So do I just need to revoke you now and just put you in jail? Just be done with it?
I just didn't have my own way of going, so I was dependent on family to help.
Do you have a phone? Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, I just now got it back on, and I did call the second time I failed to report to let them know that I did not have a ride.
No.
And you have no way to get to community service, to do community service hours?
Well, I
is that
just
right?
now found out I was pregnant, and I got approved for the transit that takes you anytime you need a ride. So now I can use the bus.
Wow.
I wonder if she's
We're going to
lactating.
get on it real quick. We're not going to delay. And I'm going to have to now ride your tail because you had 60 days and didn't do nothing. You did nothing for 60 days. So I'm going to revoke 10 days. We're going to suspend that, which means you're not going to go to jail today. So long as we pay all of the arrearage in the $147 in arrears and complete all 40 hours of community service.
Why is he on her ass when this other one didn't do nothing on like 9 counts? This one.
And that 220. So you have to pay 220.
I mean, she's a soon-to-be mother, Creed. We got to hold her to a higher standard.
See you in 30
D.
days. And that will be
That's
on
a
the 5th of
child.
July.
How
Right in that area. But we did just
How-
find out that she was
Messing
knocked out.
around.
How dare you?
That's it. You don't show up, then I'm going to issue.
You got time for all this sex and getting knocked up, but you can't go do community service?
Go that day and
Your baby daddy ain't got a car?
Emily and I watched one where this guy turned the corner. It was a quick switchback. The dude's white vehicle that was rented straight up and down like this in between the roads. God, it was so funny.
We got to give you notice, so don't go anywhere.
Don't you go anywhere.
Thank you, Wood Booger.
The Wood Booger, everybody.
Well,
Notice has been provided.
Notice. You're on notice, everybody.
yeah, I think they have to keep splicing it and electric taping it back together because people keep tripping over it. It's a part of what I love about this court, though. This big, beautiful Jesus. Can you imagine how much this thing costs? I understand it's not just a courtroom, but I'm saying it is just such a beautiful place. And then you got that,
900-pound emblem up there.
right? I mean, they're even showing the live stream. Look up on the big screen while you sit there. You can watch
Yeah.
yourself like you're in a Charlotte Hornets game at the Spectrum Center.
So we're seeing people now, Creed, that are in the courtroom actually there. So got a good chance of somebody getting sent to jail today.
I'd like to make a request under the People's Freedom of Choices and Voices Act that I be able to smoke and swear in your courtroom.
That's one of my favorite episodes. And when he starts going off after that,
Okay.
oh my God.
Let me take care of the inmate if you don't mind, so we can get those officers who are providing transportation back on their regular duty. So if I could have David Michael Jones.
Some days are worse than others, Shouty.
Yeah.
Oh, ain't you a
Jones, good
tough
afternoon.
bastard?
Have you had a chance to review your rights form?
Yeah, I just started looking at it here. Yeah.
Louisiana
Okay.
Dub, I saw you over on
Do you have any questions for me
on
about your
Law
rights?
Talk with Mike the other day. Loved it. I like seeing
See you,
familiar
Dub.
names pop up.
Are you ready to proceed without an attorney this afternoon?
Credence and Bishop got a
No, my
Bishop even
attorney's
got
not
a
even here right now. I didn't even know.
Thank God.
shout out.
Who's your attorney?
Richard Murray.
In this court, he's your
Oh,
attorney?
no, not in this court, no.
Okay,
He's my
so
face
do you,
lawyer.
you don't know, you don't have an attorney in this court.
Richard Murray, that son of a bitch is your
My
lawyer?
question is, are you ready to proceed without an attorney
Oh,
in
yeah.
this court today?
No.
Okay, are you hiring Mr. Murray?
That freaked me the F out. I'd be out of here if I saw that. One thing to see it on Spied Life.
For this case.
I forgot. Actually, I forgot all about this.
Oh, sure you did.
I got stuff in Superior Court right now.
Sure. This is one charge. Actually, this is two charges, three charges. So you have citation T528997 for driving while unlicensed. You have T576569 and 70 for a seatbelt violation and another driving while unlicensed.
Seatbelt.
So
Seatbelt.
you want to have Mr.
Badass.
Murray here-
Well, he is a badass, isn't he?
Sorry?
Doing this.
You ready to proceed?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. And are you waiving your right to a jury
nice.
trial so that we can handle these charges here?
Yeah.
So the first charge I see is from 4/26 of 2022. No, there's one earlier than this.
Either that or he's on vacation and got one of those
Thing.
tattoos.
Henna?
Yeah.
All right, so no, this is the earliest one. Is 4/26 of 2022, and this is where you only got the citation of driving while unlicensed.
Sure.
And that's the statute is 40-5-20.
Guilty.
Okay. Good comeback, Your Honor.
Okay, if you'll sign the pad in front of you, you'll be entering a guilty plea and waiving your rights as described on your rights form.
It's running wild over there today. I don't know what to think.
Mr. Jones, has anybody promised you anything or threatened you in any way to get you to enter that plea? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
Right. You just say not today.
I'm going to accept your plea. As for
You'd asked me yesterday, yes.
license, you're second in 5. And so I'm going to sentence you to 12 months probation, fines and surcharges totaling $1,554. You'll have 10 days in jail, but get credit for the time that you have served. You'll have 40 hours of community service, and as a special condition of your sentence, you are not to drive without a license. Okay?
I try not to guess what anybody is
Get all
in the
this in
chat.
jail time and get it over with. Fines and all.
That's my sentence. We'll see if you get out of jail for these other charges. What other charges do you have?
Oh, he laughed.
Sorry?
Possession charge.
Theft charge. Just one theft charge?
No, it's not theft charge. It's I got several charges going on in Superior Court.
In
right now.
Superior Court. That Mr. Murray is representing. Okay. All right.
Upstanding
So let's
citizen,
Turn our
you know.
attention to these other
Pretty
charges.
sure he said possession.
April
I thought he did
11,
too.
2022.
I thought that's exactly what he
So
said.
this
He
would
said
have been the
possession.
first one. So this is a seatbelt violation, 40-8-76.1.
Now, I love that he's in here for a seatbelt
Didn't they
violation
get
of all
probation
things.
or something, Ari, for one of these driving with no license and all that other stuff. I believe I went to court right down over here and got probation, did your jail time, served it, and got all this stuff taken care of.
Yeah, so if it's in probate court, it's you got arrested in the county for that.
I've
This
seen
is
somebody
state.
beg for jail time like
It's
this guy.
different.
Yeah, no kidding.
Day, different jurisdiction.
Who's the arresting officer on this? Does it show?
Yeah, Jacob Allen.
Oh, that mother effer.
Yeah, all right, guilty.
I was going to say, doesn't it
as
look
for
like he's got
seatbelt
pretty
violation,
big feet, by the way, ladies?
Mhm.
As for the second charge, which is, as I mentioned to you before, the driving while unlicensed or on an expired license, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Oh, Raggle Monkey, he's got a swastika somewhere on him. There's
yeah.
no doubt about that. Trust me. Usually on his chest, right next to
You
his
will
gang affiliate.
sign
Yes.
In front of you, you will
to
be
see you,
entering a
Raggle
guilty plea
Monkey.
and waiving your rights as described on your rights form.
Oh, big
After
feet.
these charges, has anyone?
I have
promised you
wide
anything
feet.
or threatened you in any
Oh, my feet are as wide as they are long, like a square.
It's very hard to find
Um,
wide shoes.
Can you show me his history for a second?
Same.
Are you sure you want to look at that history? We ain't got all day, Judge.
I'm waiting for to hear the printer go.
One of the old printers with the
Yeah.
the things you got to rip off the side. Yeah.
Then you have another one, 3/16/2022, which hasn't been addressed, which is in the county.
By the way, not making jokes, but
This would be 3.
It's
just gonna
true.
Count this as 3, not as
today
because 4 becomes a felony.
here,
And I know you have bigger fish to fry.
I think I'm like a 10.5 foot wide.
This is-
Need the W.
This is the third, so this is 12 months of probation. We're going to make this consecutive to
Probably with a
12 months
rose and
I
a
sentenced you to a minute
cross,
ago.
mom
You'll have
wrapped around
fines
it,
and
maybe a
surcharges of
snake.
$2,000.
He's got a Slayer tattoo somewhere, I'm sure of it.
20 days in jail, credit for time served, and 180 hours of community service. And you are not to drive without a
Yes.
license. Seatbelt violation.
180 hours.
Go bus.
There's no way he'll ever do
Fine,
that.
instead of paying them.
How can you do that?
Yeah.
Well, what will happen practically
What's the percentage on
is
neck tattoos,
whenever
Glenn?
you are sentenced, if you are sentenced on the outstanding charges in Superior Court, then probation will get word of that, and then they'll come in and talk to me about it. It'll be given jail time. And be done with it because you won't be out of jail to actually practically serve any time on probation. So that's the way I'm going to do
Yeah,
it.
he's going to end up doing all this time.
I do
in
need you to
jail.
sign the pad one more time. This is because you were
I think that he's one of those that understands the credit, though. If you go in,
sorry.
Agreeing to the probation and all that.
He'd rather sit in jail for
You're signing now.
a
is
Right.
that you're-
than do 180 hours of community service.
Yeah. Or
So-
probation, any of that stuff.
And
You
right
go
now,
and sit
I
in jail and take care of it.
driving school, take care of my license.
Jail doesn't bother him.
You'll have to go to DDS and they'll give you kind of a roadmap to how you get it back. That's not anything that I control. That's something that DDS controls. I need you to sign it one more time. Same reason, because you had 2 charges that suspend your rights.
He's getting a little feisty, ain't he? Yeah, he's got that big Cody Rose tattoo on his neck.
Do you think it's
Hey, you'll go
possible?
Talk to probation. They'll get you set up and we can continue with probation. Medication.
Do you think it's possible to even have a conversation with that neck tattoo guy?
Oh no,
Because he spent so much time in prison, you'd have to have spent that much time in prison to really understand him.
Oh, got a young buck in here.
Judge, can we sentence him to go to Sport Clips and
Mario
pick out a
Celis?
a number and letter for a haircut,
his-
please?
Have you had
Got
a
new
chance to
some new Vans on.
review your rights form this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions for me about your rights?
No, sir.
Ready to proceed? Okay. Ms. Griffin?
Drunk driving.
Marcellus, he was placed on probation January 31st, 2019. This case ends on 11/16/2022. His violations are as follows.
Did you hear what he did?
Court as directed, failed to make payments on funds or fees as directed, has failed to complete court-ordered ABC class, and he failed to appear for a scheduled court appearance on 10/9/2019.
I bet you he's got a pickup truck, Instagram handle on the back window. It sits like
I'm
this.
working right now.
Nah, he's got a Nissan with some ground effects.
You haven't done anything. You paid it. You paid your fine, but I'm going to assume that's because it was paid through a bond. No? It's paid through your office?
Oh, I think they said probation violation, by the way.
Your sentence has more than just paying a fine.
But I thought that was the big part, Your Honor.
But you've done your letter of apology. You've done your 20 hours of community service. You have to do the shoplifting class.
Stealings.
You have to pay your monthly fees. And you have to report.
Shit. I'll be right back.
Can we have that deal?
Uh-huh.
Got 5 months left.
5 biggins.
Ms. Griffin wants you to. Not because she has a personal investment in you, but it makes her life easier. Right? She doesn't.
How old do you
need
think
to
this guy
be
is?
Let's be frank about it. When you do what you do, it makes her life easier.
Thank you.
I'm going to suspend 10 days. I'm sorry, I'm going to revoke 10 days, suspend that upon you reporting as directed, paying the outstanding arrearage of $204 within the next 30 days, and attend the ABC class before the review in 60 days, which you have asked for to be 8/8. Is that right?
Yes.
8/8. Yes, that's a Monday. So, Mr. Sellis, 8/8 is a Monday. We will have court starting Mondays in the middle of July. And so August falls after July.
Do you think he sold those shoes he's wearing or what?
It's going to be here. It's going to be over at the Trade Center. Do you know where that is?
That's what I was thinking too, Angela.
So that's where this is going to be. At that point, you will have done everything else that you need to do. And in the meantime, you're going to report as directed. Otherwise, those 10 days that I suspended are going to be revoked and you're going to go to jail for 10 days.
Going to jail,
I
baby.
don't want that.
Going to jail.
That makes Ms. Griffin's life more difficult. So she doesn't want that.
Scared straight.
Screws up your employment and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just report. Again, she really wants you
Frank Stallone.
this done so that she has one less person to worry about. Okay? She's got plenty on her plate. All right? All right. We'll see you then.
And then he does none of it. This kid don't want to go to jail. That jail would kill this dude. Pay your fines. Do your times. Well, we're waiting for our next contestant to be called down to the podium. Please take a second, like this video. We have We Got a Case exclusive channel. We just started. We're trying to get the numbers up on it. Please take a second, go on over there, subscribe, won't you? 18 likes. Oh my God, the travesty of it all.
All right.
122 people here. All right, next. These are some nervous-legged people. If you watch these prisoners, they don't stop moving their legs. They're bouncing their legs more than a teenage girl in social studies class. Well, maybe you did, and I hope he won. T, are you here? I need to know about this bailiff that just walked up. T, if you're around, please tell me. 19 for driving. Oof. Well, shorty, it happens.
Coda was acting weird in here. I didn't say anything. She's kind of huffing and puffing, walking around. Anyways, I heard her start dry heaving, so I'd run out to
Oh,
she didn't puke or nothing. I don't know what. She got a hairball or something.
Oh, that's not good.
We had to feed her cat food the other night. Ran out of dog food once in a while. I got it.
You didn't tell her, did you? You just like did it nonchalantly. The quick change.
We will not be. However, if Emily didn't have such a busy day, I was thinking about a stream, which we'll probably do at some point, like right before Live PD comes back, and we'll go down to Columbia and we'll cruise around. Go to the Obama Mart, show you the famous motel where the dude jumped through the window.
Whenever you're ready.
All the landmarks.
Yeah, all the landmarks from Live PD. I thought that'd be kind of a cool, fun live stream to do.
Sabrina Jacobs? Nope. Yes. Mr. Hughes, Gil Hughes?
Yeah, he didn't seem too happy about going down. Is it a much different place, Glenn, than where is
Very
it?
good.
It's
So
in the $1 million
everybody else is
in marble.
here waiting for trials. We have a Bradley Allen Riddle.
I'd say so, Captain. I mean, you got to think about whenever you listen to these people's charges, they're in for the same damn thing over and over again.
Okay, granted.
It's kind of the name of the game when you get into this getting in trouble kind of shit.
Osmanovic.
Live your life that way.
Okay. Mr. Osmanovic, have you had a chance to speak to the
What a
solicitor
great
this
last name.
morning?
Ostanovic.
Okay. Are you ready for him? I don't mean to push you. You got you. Okay, very good.
Me too. Even when I'm sleeping, it's terrible.
And
Thank
ma'am,
God it
you're
doesn't
here.
bother Emily.
Restless leg syndrome, Creed. That's what it's called. Instant diagnosis.
Yeah.
The judge is I don't know. I can't figure out his mood today. Very subdued.
Thank you, Woodbooger. At some point, I don't know if you guys would be annoyed about this, but if we did like an hour on here and then the next part of it, we jump over to We Got a Case, would you guys? We got to build that channel up a little bit.
Okay. Mr.
Something we've
Dow-
talked
Dow?
about.
Well,
Good afternoon.
this guy on
You were
Spied
supposed to
Life.
have certain fines paid by today, $778.
Did you get those for free from Spied Life?
I'm actually here to ask for an extension.
$778 he needs to pay
Speeding or
today.
for no insurance, speeding and no insurance.
Shotty, yeah. This morning,
How
Dan
long have you
Abrams
had so
took to
far?
Twitter.
This was
It's going to be on
sentenced
Reels.
on
Good luck finding reels.
15.
Yeah.
How much longer do you need? You've paid some or none?
None.
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 So how
Yes,
much longer
Jay.
do you need, or do I just need to put you on probation?
I was gonna ask till July 1st.
Okay, I'll give you through July 6th.
Wow. Generosity.
That'll be
That's
the
awful
last
nice, though.
extension, and then you go on probation. And
420, the first day that we
$49
came here, it's been like this.
So
Sometimes
you're
it's even up even
So
higher,
it doesn't make sense.
like knee height.
Okay.
It makes us
So
nuts.
Give Mrs. Ocampo a second, and she'll give you notice to come back.
I like that it's pieced
And make
together
sure you're
like
here in
that.
the morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a ride this morning.
All right.
Also, he's
Figure that
late,
out, make
and
sure
he's
you're
still
here,
and
we'll
he's
give you that
still
notice
super
in just
nice.
a sec.
Shoplifting class. Yeah, that's where you go and learn, the ins and outs of shoplifting. You gotta pick up your game if you're gonna be doing it.
Might start doing that at some point. We'll see. We come up with these things that need to be done, and then next thing you know, 3 weeks later, it's like, oh, that's right. Yeah, we were gonna talk about
That's kind of something we should do, like kick off with like a guest or something, like Law Talk with Mike or
over on there. I like that
Yeah.
idea actually. Yeah, I like
then
that.
then he could mention it and help us out.
Chavaria.
That's okay, Nancy. Still got time. It's absolutely free.
We are.
Does she have a beard?
Not
She little.
prepared for that. So give us 1 second.
We're prepared for her face.
How do you say your name? Vita?
Vita Worship. Vita,
Welcome.
good to see you. Denver, the Mile High
Stay away
City.
from that airport, man.
That evil airport. Good to have you here.
Oh, Dustin, but that never really took off. It's just not the same though.
Kind of thought this.
But you're right.
Here.
A couple of them were still featured, but
I'm going to be honest. I've never heard of the American Sheriff's Network. I'm not going to lie.
neither have a lot of people, and a lot of people that have had a lot of not great things to say.
Some school bus is missing their driver right
Put
now.
you on the calendar for June 22nd
Yes.
because our interpreter was here this morning when you were supposed to be here.
Uh-oh.
So I need you to come here June 22nd in the morning when we have it.
YouTube TV doesn't have it. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get one of those cheaper.
I've watched that channel a few times. I mean, I got it, and they do pretty good programming. It's hard to tell you exactly how it works. There was one show where they had, I don't know, it wasn't a pawn shop, but it was like a jewelry store. They'd bring in these really expensive pieces of jewelry.
And by jury, he means jewelry. Just if you're not
jury.
Jury is. Let me say that.
Come on, man. I didn't say jewelry. I said jury.
So.
Come on.
All right. I think actually it's a good time to step away from here and see what's happening over the Honorable J. Cedric Simpson, ladies and gentlemen.
Shuffling papers, and look at Melissa going with the
When you
wet look
called
on
up,
her hair.
sir,
Evan going for that. I
they
got
only
a
told you
giant
about
forehead.
one ticket. The
Conrad's
the seatbelt
constipated.
ticket.
Correct. And then
more
the,
seatbelts?
And this driving while license suspended.
correct.
Conrad's trying to drop that grumpy. Come on, Conrad. You can do it, bud.
This one's off. It's off. That's off. That's off.
I
All
was
right.
thinking maybe
So-
iPhone is dropping one into this cup, if you know what I mean.
You see it.
Nice mix today.
You want another piece that he has?
Yeah. I
Angela, have
don't
fun
have-
doing mom
I only
things.
have a ticket number though.
Mom stuff. Mom stuff.
Yes.
Just leave your TV on to YouTube.
Yeah, Nancy, that's kind of what I think that people were wanting.
Oh,
or
you had to
thinking that it was
pay.
gonna be a very close representation of the show, and it was nothing live. It's all videos, if I'm not mistaken.
It may not be converted.
Hard to make that a
I only have a
to
ticket.
replicate that.
Can- Ticket number DI 606
Mama Gill.
Hello, Mama Gail.
07777. That's a lot of sense.
Why does Conrad look like that, dude? I thought he was Creed frame, but he's not.
Well, I hope so, Laura. The Richland County's been there since the beginning. God bless.
I mean, you gotta hit Nye County, right?
It's not.
It's not converted. Okay. All right. So
I'm gonna ask him to go to licking.
because
I mean-
of a changeover in case management systems, there's another
Looking up there.
ticket that you have. It's not converted yet to our new system. And it's a failure to obey a traffic control device or enforcement.
By the way, I
official
love
at a
Sheriff Lamb.
road crossing.
And when he stood there a couple of different times
Yeah.
actually for the cow patty bingo or
It's
whatever.
in the core, so I don't know where the ticket is, but
Let's bury.
it occurred on this same date as this offense. But it's showing up on your driving record, and it's showing up that the
Not all too long ago,
effective
Sheriff Lamb was here in South Carolina at this little town that I live in.
is that your license is suspended.
He was here meeting the our sheriff. Sheriff.
So, Ms. Kleeman, you may want to look into that. Ms. Kleeman, let me give you the ticket number if you didn't hear it. Because you may have to ask somebody at the clerk's office to do something with it.
Okay.
It's DI 606 07777.
I had 3. And I ate them all.
Physically here.
It's physically probably here, but okay. All right. So we'll see you on the 22nd.
Okay, great.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You know, we did the jail one. Okay. Court does call the case. The people versus Joshua Pelton.
All right. She's an inflatable attorney.
Got it.
Joshua just jumped up. They called his name and he jumped up.
So he has a PD.
Well, I'm sorry, Assistant Public Defender Melissa Kleeman on behalf of Mr. Pelfrey. And sir, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Joshua Pelfrey.
Thank you. And Mr. Pelfrey did just plead yesterday to reduced misdemeanors on his felony case. I believe we had adjourned the sentencing previously because the court wanted to know what was going to happen with those other cases. He does have sentencing in front of your honor on July 13th.
All right. And I am ready on this case to sentence him.
Okay, and I'm sorry, he's raising his hand.
We
Absolutely
adjourned the
not,
cases 'cause
Carol.
We talked about the MATS program last time I was in here.
Yes,
And we
Teresa,
adjourned it
yes.
1 week. That's why we adjourned the cases. We didn't adjourn the cases for my other case, just saying.
That's what I thought. Okay, go ahead. Miss Valera. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. Teresa Clare on behalf of probation.
Donna.
I just wanted to update the court. That is the reason that we adjourned his sentencing, so I could check into his ability to get the MAT program in the jail. I did speak with Renee Casey, who is the head of that. She did indicate that that program is they contract that out. So the decisions of the MAT program isn't on the jail. It's someone that is contracted with them. However, I asked if this court could order it, and we can order that he be reevaluated
get
for
it
that
just dropped.
program, but they do not make the decision. The doctor does that. So I would ask that this court do that today.
And then if he's accepted in that program, we can deal with that with his other sentencing.
Correct, Your Honor.
Correct. Okay. All right.
Dustin, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's a great sheriff.
Mr. Pelfrey, did you wish to go ahead with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Kleeman.
Janet,
and I
you were here
think
in the
at
beginning, you would have saw
last hearing,
people.
although we
Yes,
adjourned
we
it
do. We
for
love
that
the parole.
purpose, that he did get an opportunity to go through the
Eric?
pre-sentence report. As I have it marked, there are no material deletions, corrections, or additions to that report.
That is correct. And he did want you to follow probation's recommendation. And I would join in Ms. Valera's request about the MAT program.
All right, Mr. Pelfrey, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
That's a
No,
pro
sir.
tip.
We
Yes,
had a
next piece of bread.
conversation last time. I don't
Wow.
mind.
Thank you for that.
I appreciate you giving me the adjournment. I do, because I told you I'm scared, and I will continue to be scared until I can get the right things in line and my ducks in a row to get out of here.
Carol, that was
You
a
know
joke,
what
but you
I'm
do.
saying? I'm scared to get out.
Like
I want to go to rehab.
He,
That's the point.
No,
baby. I mean,
and I think it.
Would you like to explain it to Carol real quick, or Carol?
Huh?
Is Carol okay today? Do we need a wellness check on Carol?
She's in one of those where you can't make it. That's like the time when I pissed her off because I made a joke one time over on the Slots channel. She hasn't been back since. Guys, I just want to go over here for a minute. This is a very long thing that's happening, but Meg is up.
Meg.
It's been on all afternoon. And I figured we haven't seen any Meg for a while, so let's just jump in for a minute. And especially since Mikey was showing us old court.
You did.
Was I?
At some point.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And you thought you had time to get it registered?
Yes, when I had time.
Somehow, at some point it got towed though.
Yes, I did.
What,
It was from today, though.
what
so
happened before it got?
Well, at
towed?
least
halfway there.
Did you communicate with Ms. Nicolai in any other way before it got towed?
I was trying to get information on how to do it since it was my first time trying to register a car and everything.
real quick, this is pretty funny. So they towed this dude's car at the apartment complex that he works at. Apparently had like a couple of months to move it. Had a flat tire, wasn't running. So the lady that runs the place said, "Oh, you want your parking placard? Okay, you can have it, your sticker, whatever it is, because you can have it, but I want to see this thing run." So they sent in a couple of videos, and apparently when it moved about 4 feet out of the thing, everybody around it applauded for clapping. And then it shut off and they had to get it started again. Apparently it only moved like 10, 12 feet. But Meg's trying to say that the thing's, oh, are you okay, Judge? Jesus.
Ooh. Doesn't look well.
Assigned to your unit.
No, it was next to me, Your Honor.
So are there assigned parking spots?
I wasn't really told that you really have an assigned parking.
Shut up,
spot.
Meg.
I'm not familiar with that.
Shut up, Meg.
So this is still kind of all new to me.
Your Honor, did you have another question or may I continue?
You have a driver's license?
I'm working on it. I failed my first test, Your Honor.
All right, so in January and May, you didn't yet have your driver's license?
Of course we do. I think we're locking our doors and buying guns. Excuse me, pew-pews.
Yes, that I did.
Anyways, I've had enough of Meg. This is a long one. It's an interesting case, though. That's part number 2 now.
And do what we can to cooperate, but without a subpoena from Ms. Sutton and directed to him and perfected to the Florida court, we're not going to be, I already know.
I am confident the defendant will do whatever they need to do legally to get.
Judge Walker looks like she could make one hell of a batch of cookies.
Your Honor, can.
Yes, I agree. I'd
We
go
would
over to dinner
request
anytime.
that the plaintiff be compelled to produce Mr. Winter or another representative of claims reimbursement for deposition within the next 30 days, or that we be able to move to have this case dismissed. This issue's been dragging out now for almost 6 months.
This
Well,
is why.
Let me finish, because I'm not going to keep hearing the same argument over and over again.
Oh,
okay. I like her.
Plaintiff needs to cooperate in producing David Winters or claims reimbursement specialist, whoever that is going to be, for purposes of this deposition. And if no representative is produced for deposition, then I would think the appropriate thing would be to strike them as a witness because you have not had an opportunity to depose them.
Yes, Your Honor. I think that would be perfect.
Your
feel like
Honor,
Joe
I
just
would
did
also bring
a
the
bump
board's attention,
earlier.
though, that was the answer to interrogatory that was
Watch his eyes.
previously attached. And as Mr. Dekrub has been
He's woke.
reading here, is that
Big
it
dart back
says
and
that
forth.
claims reimbursement was the one that set the billing rates. And so not only strike them, but they would have no basis for proceeding with this case.
That may very well be, but there's a process to get there.
Yeah, Your Honor, and that's not exactly what it says. It says that they're the ones that compared the rates. They're not the only person that could speak to the rates, but Ms. Sutton wants claims reimbursement specialist. And Ms. Sutton, we go round and round with this, Your Honor. This is not our first rodeo.
Well, let me
No,
make
but this is a new argument
clear,
today.
because I am not going to keep going round and round about this issue.
Yes.
Damn.
I understand, Your
I
Honor.
indicated the order of the court, and I am finished with this issue for today. So I'm
Thank
assuming
you, Your Honor.
the deposition is going
Damn, she
to
said.
hopefully happen, that we need to extend discovery for a period.
And what's the timeline for that deposition to?
I'm going to say within 45 days.
Your Honor, and again, because Ms. Sutton is I don't want to say dancing around the issue, but I want to understand, we will cooperate 100%, but she needs to subpoena them. and get with them and perfect it. with
Whatever the
court.
court rule requires,
Yes,
I'm
Your
sure that is what is going to happen.
By the
Which is
way,
why
Your
I
Honor, I'm
want-
not
Well,
coming back
I
to the
think
court
we
till you
Neither
get fucking
side
steel.
needs to be schooled in what they need to do. Both sides will have to follow the court rules.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
So, well, Your Honor, I think we need clarification because the purpose of me bringing this motion
Oh boy.
was that, as we discussed during the last
Filibuster.
hearings, is that Mr. Winter or a representative of claims reimbursement is a person that has was involved in setting their billing rates. They're the person representing the plaintiff in this lawsuit and
They
will
are
be
not.
available to testify.
Damn
What
man.
makes
they're
them
not.
representing the plaintiff, other than the fact that they're the ones who set the rates.
They're
Well,
not
if you have an
representing the
if you have an
plaintiff.
outside representative setting your billing rates, they are an extension of that entity.
She's trying
That's
to pre-frame
not true. They're a whole different company. It's
Well, then that
I'm
whole-
not accepting that argument. They're not a
He's
party,
animated. I like that.
but there's someone who plaintiff intends to call as a witness. They have
they're
identified.
non-party. They're
They-
non-party, so they must be subpoenaed.
Heard that, Mr. DeCruz, heard that. They're not a party to the case. However, they are a proposed witness.
She shut it down. She
So
shut it.
this-
Shut it down. She
Oh,
shut it
real
down.
quick, look at this guy getting cuffed up here.
Oh, look at that. Nice. Fade in, fade out. Beautifully done. What they expecting a lot of people in court? Oh my God. It's like an old gymnasium. Damn it. There goes Bishop. So much for
You
odd
wanna
scratching.
Did I backtrack and see what he did?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see this. Damn it, Bishop. What have you done now?
Oh, this whole thing's been about him.
As long as they don't delete it, we're good.
And back.
Let's see.
Pardon me? Oh, she lodged? Oh, I didn't know that.
You guys notice how big that place is? They have one fan from Spied Life that they gave them.
Come approach, please.
Guess they don't want you to hear
No, you're on.
what's going on. All right, so here's the beginning of it. Let's just see. We'll start and see what up. with this.
Roll the dice.
You may put your hand down. Sir, are you on probation or parole in this court or any other court?
It's on bail.
Bond.
On bond.
No, you're on bond.
On bond. No.
You're not. Other than the charges that bring us together today, do you have charges pending anywhere else? Thank you. Let's check in with Mr. McNally. A lot of alliteration there, and we will receive the terms of the plea if you're ready to give them to us, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Does it look like this judge is sitting like in a UFO on top of the UFO, like he's sitting down inside of it, and it's just, the little bubble on the top?
He's in the cockpit.
That the defendant will plead guilty to counts 1,
Right.
3, and 5. That being child sexually abusive material, possession thereof.
So what else we got going on
Okay, I thought
around
I had
here?
in my notes it was an October filing date.
Go over to this court now.
30th,
2021.
Damn it, Bishop.
So your time is very short here to get this accomplished.
Right.
I will adjourn your final settlement conference today. What you may want to do is I guess if everybody's, if the
Not
property
today.
settlement issue is not an issue, you might want to go ahead and get that, nailed down.
But we have a written agreement.
Okay, all right. So
Are they
then what I
both
will
in
do is
Coliseum?
I'll adjourn your final settlement conference, give you time to file a ROPA action or a motion within your case regarding the
Ropa-dopa.
ROPA issue. But you're going to need to.
Isn't that the
really
guy from
move it
Everybody
and
Loves
try to
Raymond?
Get a quick. If she's in agreement, she'll probably just agree to.
It really does look like
Come
a
in and
church.
do it. Are they still doing it over at the front of the court? I think they are, aren't they?
Yeah, she's down in Niles though, and she claims to have no ability, no transportation.
Claims once again.
Well, I can tell you that you'll have to have a DNA test.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
that's just on the ROPA issue with the child being a child of the marriage having been born during the period of time when the parties were married.
Ooh, somebody was cheating.
I won't be able to do anything for you without a DNA test.
Right, I'm aware of that.
Okay, so What I'll do is I'll adjourn the final settlement conference.
So a lot of places you can't get out of.
ROPA.
Like
Okay.
if you're married and your wife has a baby, it's you. You know. So
Oh
we-
yeah. You know what? The audio is pretty bad. Let's go over here to a interesting character tour.
It sounds fine.
Yeah.
Things to say.
We're over here to Jefferson Amnesty Court, whatever that is.
A lot of new courtrooms today.
Love it.
Love it.
Another one that bounces around a lot.
Oh, keep your eye on the guy with the hat next to him on the bench over the far left.
That was the First Church of Justice.
And the ceiling fans were like 8 miles up on the ceiling. Paternity is one of those things. Typically, if you sign a birth certificate or if you're married to a woman and she has the baby, it's yours. You know, it's like, you know, a litter of puppies. Like, have them under your house, they're yours.
Another courtroom with a lot going on. What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm interested though.
What happened in the middle of the room there?
Oh, you know, that's you gotta hit your mark, Creed. This courtroom is very professional. I'm like, well, look at the professionalism of her. See her
She's
outfit?
perfect for court, isn't she?
I mean, well, we got a officer on the stand. I would not mess with him. He looks like a grade A badass.
That's what I was asking, Naughty Nancy. It's weird. It's an odd spot, the carpet. It's a perfect round piss spot, though.
Yeah. Piss stain anyone.
Windy City Bobby, you getting back from lunch or are these people?
Or both.
A lot going on.
It really is. Like they're talking to, I guess, kind of like, if you ever been to court, they try and talk to people, you know, right away. They get there like, hey, I need extensions. I need us put off. I need
Yeah, I wouldn't F with the bailiff, by the way.
You think that's
I got
the
a good
bailiff?
No, wait till you see him. They'll show him in just a second in the many cameras that keep popping around.
Okay. I saw the cock diesel dude sitting there.
Hello, Nate.
Is that the judge? First sighting of the
Same
judge. Well, hello there, Judgy Poo.
Hey.
Robinson.
She's got one of those things like licking in front of her. See it?
Uh-huh.
Except hers
So-
lights up because she got it at 5 below, probably.
So does he. Look, he's got one of those things in front of him.
It's spelled wrong on here.
It is. Hannah with Miss Robinson, judge, she's present, coming forward.
That dude's a bad. I would not mess around with that dude at
I
all.
did.
It was
It's
spelled wrong.
spelled wrong on the file, so I thought it was Cadiz. It's Candace. I'm sorry. All right, Ms. Robinson, there are 2 cases on our docket today, both from 2017. One of them is a
2017.
It's being dismissed today per your prior agreement. The other one is traffic charges. There is a driving without insurance that would be amended down to failure to produce an insurance card with a $50 fine and cost. which we'll talk more about in a minute. And the expired plates charge would also be dismissed. Is that your understanding of what you were agreeing to?
Yes.
All right. And do you understand that if you accept this agreement to plead guilty, you give up your right to trial on that traffic case?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything that you feel like you need more time to discuss with Miss Hannah? And do you still wish to plead guilty to failure to produce an insurance?
That judge is just like I like my sausage gravy,
Tell me
Creed.
what the motion
Thick
like.
and chunky.
Judge, we're making a request to waive costs.
That judge is just like how I like my soup.
Creed, I hate to. I just got to show you this.
Oh, wow. Let's
Bro,
Let's-
you are charged with a Class A misdemeanor, assault causing bodily injury to a family member.
I'm the judge.
$2,000. However, I'm going to give you a
Chilling.
personal bond as well. You're going to get out today. Make sure you show.
We
up
got
for
2
your
good
court.
courts.
Do you
Let's see how
want a
this plays out
court-appointed
for just a minute.
attorney,
I'll
or do
be
you
right
want
back.
to hire your own lawyer? Court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions? No, sir. Good luck.
No, of course not. Good luck.
Maxwell
You gonna need it.
Peterson.
Next. Sit in the blue chair.
Mr.
That's
Peterson, you are
that's
charged
the
with
bad
a Class
chair.
B misdemeanor driving while intoxicated. Your bond amount set at $3,000. You also have a Class A misdemeanor unlawful carrying of a weapon with a bond amount of $3,000. Total amount of your bond is $6,000. However, I am going to do personal bonds on both your cases. You're going to get out today. Make sure you show up for your court dates. Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
I have my own lawyer.
You going to hire your own?
Yeah, his name's Mark Hull.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Good luck.
I like that. They look like they're in a
Frederick
preschool.
Demery. Mr. Demery, you are charged with 4 felonies. You have a second-degree felony, fraudulent use or possession of identifying information with a bond amount of $20,000. You have a state jail felony, tampering with a government record with a bond amount of $7,500. You have a third-degree felony, possession of controlled substance with a bond amount of $8,000. You have a state jail felony, possession of controlled substance with a bond amount of $3,000. Total amount of your bonds is $38,500. And you're not going to get a personal bond. You're going to need to hire an attorney or a bail bonds when you get out. Bail bonds may be willing to do it for 10%, be around $3,800. Or you can go through an attorney or try to come up with the cash. You'll have an opportunity to use the phone in just a little bit in order to try
Try
to
and
make
come up
that
with the
happen.
38,000. That's the way to go.
If you do postpone and get out of jail, Mr. Demery, you have a couple of conditions you're required to comply with. Number one, you're not allowed to have any contact with, and you need to
Thank
stay
you,
away
Nance.
from any of the victims in this case. In particular, I'm talking about the possession of credit cards. And there's about 20 or so individuals that are alleged victims in this case. And you're required to not have any contact with them and stay away from them.
He stole 20
okay?
credit
If you happen
cards?
to know where they live or anything like that. Second of all, you're required to
Reed
be
is out
screened for
checking
the
the
drug
weather.
court program, which is a rehab program that if you were to complete it, it would result in dismissal of at least the felony drug charge. And you're not required to do the rehab program, but you are required to be screened for it to see if it's an option for you. When you get out of jail, you'll have a piece of paper telling you when and where to go to get screened for that. You need to follow any recommendations as to drug classes or anything like that. Besides that, you are required to report to a supervision officer while your case is pending. So when you get out of jail, if you postpone, you're going to have a piece of paper with the name and number of a person you need to contact within 24 hours of your release from jail.
It's like
You
they
make
sit
sure
in a
you make that contact
timeout
and
chair.
report in whenever they require. That's in addition to reporting to a bail bondsman if you go through a bail bondsman. No, that's a lot of information. Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
Court appointed.
Do you
Good
have any
choice.
questions?
None.
Good luck.
Yeah, he's burning it up, boys.
Darnay Davis.
All the way in the back.
Mr. Davis, you are charged with a second-degree felony burglary of a habitation. Your bond amount set at $15,000. You're also charged with a state jail felony possession of controlled substance with a bond amount of $2,000. The amount of your bonds, $17,000. You are not going to get a personal bond. You're going to need to hire an attorney or a bail bondsman to get out. You'll have an opportunity to try
That
to
is
make
nice.
that happen in just a little bit. Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you want to
It's like
hire
a-
your own lawyer?
A mini full size.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, sir.
Good luck.
They'll be breaking into nowhere before you
Glenn
come back.
Kirby,
This judge is just burning them up.
Mr. Kirby, you are charged with a Class B misdemeanor driving while intoxicated. Your bond amount is $3,000. However, I am going to approve a personal bond for your release. You're going to get out of jail today. You need to make sure you show up for your court dates. You have 2 conditions that you're required to comply with as a condition of your release, Mr. Kirby. Number 1, you are required to install an ignition interlock device on your vehicle. Do you know what that is?
Don't be drinking.
Is that
It's all
what,
blowy.
like alcohol thing or breath tester?
That's right. Thing you have to blow into in order to start your car to make sure there's no alcohol in your system. You are required to install that device on your vehicle within 21 days of your release from jail. You cannot drive any vehicle at all until that device is installed. So you have an incentive to get it installed
It's
as
a
soon as possible.
blowy.
Old
And once
blowy.
it's installed, you can only drive a vehicle with that device on. You will have 3 days to contact pretrial services and
This guy
set up an
ain't playing
appointment with
around.
them so they can walk you through that process, Answer
Yeah,
any
you guys are
questions
right.
you
It looks
have.
like it's in
That
like
number will
grade
be
school.
attached to your paperwork when you get out of jail. Secondly, you are required to be screened for some type of alcohol counseling. When you get out of jail, you'll have an additional.
He's got a
piece of paper
good
telling you
collection of
where to go to
stamps
get
over
that
there.
done. Do you want a court-appointed attorney, or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
Beautiful hair
I
on that
don't
guy,
know.
by the way.
Do you have any questions?
I guess just to get my truck back, to get it back to my house. Is that something I have to coordinate with people here?
You're gonna, when you get out, the jail can tell you where it was towed to. And you
Yeah.
probably call them ahead of time to find out what paperwork you need to bring in terms of title and all
I think
that.
you got to
in
get
order
someone to
get
blow
out
it
of-
so you can
out
drive
of
home from the
impound.
bar.
But you need to bring someone else with you when you do that, because you're gonna need to have someone else drive that thing home, because you're not allowed to get behind the wheel until you get that device installed on the interlock device. Okay.
Old
Okay, that's all
blowy.
I got.
One more thing, Mr. Kirby.
Yes, sir.
We have a
Get a
unresolved
haircut, hippie.
traffic ticket for driving while using a cell phone or electronic device from back in 2020. Now, I'm not gonna hold you in jail on that, but I'm gonna give you an automatic court date. Your court date's gonna be set at 11:30 in the morning on
This
August
guy
8th
in his
of the
office
month.
has a bigger
And you're gonna
refrigerator
get
than
that paperwork
anybody on
when
the
you walk
entire
out of
site
here.
of Spy
This is
Life.
a completely separate court date and a completely separate
This
courthouse.
is his office.
This is handled over at Municipal Court over on Burleson Road.
I mean, this
Whereas
guy's
your,
running through these offenders like
DWIs
he's got
will
a
be handled at
Stouffer's
the county
lasagna
courthouse
cooling.
downtown.
He
So
wants
you're
to
gonna
get
have
to it
two
for his
different
Mike,
court
he's
goals.
got
dates,
the proper
two different
microwave for it.
locations. Need to
Yeah.
make sure you show up for all
I
your court
remember
dates.
it
in both
microwaves from the
places.
inside out.
Understood?
Yes, sir. Am I gonna get paperwork that's gonna explain all this
Except for
too?
Knox.
I don't.
Yes, you will.
This guy's a massive
That's
head.
all I have.
Huh?
He's got a
That's all I
dome.
have. You
Good
can
luck.
go on, Your Honor.
Thank you so much.
Jared
Take it easy,
Churchill.
Your Honor.
Oh, he's gone already. Damn, that dude moves.
Mr. Churchill, you're
Jared
charged with
looks
a
like
third-degree
Mike
felony
Keon.
driving while intoxicated. Your bond amount set at $10,000. You're not going to get a personal bond. And your attorney already came by to talk to me about your case, but I wasn't willing to do a personal bond because this is like your 8th arrest for DWI. I know you don't have that many convictions. I know you have at least 3 or 4 convictions, and I know you've done a felony probation sometime in the past on it. But now we're back.
Yeah,
here on
remember
it
we
again.
had a
You're
court
not gonna
case
get
one
a
time
personal
where there was a
bond
lot
on
of
these
missing
types of cases. You need to hire an
evidence
attorney or bail bonds.
from
Yeah.
their
If you
blowing.
do postpone and get out of jail,
Remember
Mr.
that?
Churchill, you
Mhm.
have 3
Missing some,
conditions you're required to
files?
comply with. Number 1, you're required to install an ignition interlock device on your vehicle. I know you're familiar with that. You're gonna have to.
I hate to pause this, but he said this guy's got 8 DUIs. He's not been convicted of those, but he has them. How do you get out of a DUI and not get convicted? That's the weird part right here. I know it's $10,000 for him to get out, but 8 DUIs.
That is, that's a
Install that
lot.
device within 21 days of your release from jail.
It's crazy.
You cannot drive any vehicle at all until that device is installed. Once it's installed, you can only drive a vehicle with that device on it.
Yes, sir.
You'll have 3 days to contact pretrial services to set up an appointment with them about this.
He's
That
a realtor.
number will be
I
attached
don't
to
know if
your
he's actually
paperwork.
in real estate. He hasn't
Secondly,
told us about it 5
You're
times.
required as a condition of your release to have an alcohol monitor
Sure.
installed on your leg in
Yes,
jail
sir.
before you release. So you're not allowed to drink whether you're driving or not. So if you do postpone,
Oh, wow. They're
monitoring
really
agency is
going to
gonna
put it
come
to him.
install that device on your leg and just make sure you follow those requirements.
Well, that's the thing. I think they're all
Otherwise, you
open
get
cases.
arrested. And then lastly, you are required to be
Until
screened for
proven
some type
guilty,
of
I guess.
alcohol counseling.
Yes, sir.
Piece of paper telling you when and where to do that.
And he doesn't look like that old of a
You want
guy
a
either.
court-appointed attorney, or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
I have my own lawyer. Is there, so I'm a professional businessman, so like I have a company that I have to run on a day-to-day basis, employees that
Sir Mean
rely
Creed,
on me to
bud.
be there.
Sir Mean Creed.
Is there any way that I
I'm
can
a
plead with the
professional
court
businessman.
to
Like he
to
said, a business.
reconsider a personal?
Well,
I'm on you
Well,
asking, but on DWI number 8, in terms of arrest, that's just a bit much for me. Okay.
Yes, and
I don't think it's appropriate for a personal bond at that.
Why
point.
even
I'm on
ask?
you asking. About it.
And
But,
respectfully, before this, like I've been sober for 5 years, and there's clearly an issue, and one that I'm going to address.
Figure that out
quite
on number
personally.
8. Figured that out.
I guess I'm just asking for. Obviously, you've given me enough chances, but
I feel like I might have a drinking problem, Your Honor.
doing what I can.
I mean, to be honest, with that many DWIs, it's a pretty low bond. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
10% of that would be around $1,000. Bail bondsman maybe willing to
Professional
bond
guy
you
like
out for
you can pull that.
$1,000, and that's
Yeah,
pretty
professional
reasonable for
businessman
8
should be able
DWI
to.
arrests.
Yes.
Again, I know not all of them were convictions, and I know some of them are probably plea bargains to package with some other cases because you have multiple things at the same time. But I did recognize that you've gone a number of years without a DWI, and that was part of my calculus. If you had all these 8 DWIs in the last 5 years, your bottom out would be different. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, but I
So
did
they're
think
gonna,
that
he's gonna
under
have
these
the
circumstances,
the
you
drinking
need-
thing
you
on
need
his
to hire a bail
leg. He's gonna have
bond.
old Blowy in his car now.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Darren
How do
Dupree.
you keep from getting convicted?
Yeah,
that
how do you
long,
get-
though?
Yeah. Like at number 2 or 3
Dupree.
there, she'd be like, well, maybe we should
You
convict
have
you.
4 charges. You have a 3rd-degree felony assault on a pregnant person for the bond amount of $20,000.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
You have a Class A
Wow.
misdemeanor interfering with emergency phone call for the bond amount of $3,500. You have a Class A misdemeanor evading arrest with a bond amount of $2,000. And then you have another misdemeanor assault causing bodily injury to a family or a household member with a bond amount of $3,500. So you have 3 misdemeanors. On those 3 misdemeanors, it's $3,500, $3,500, $2,000, total of $9,000. But you have an assault on a pregnant person with a bond amount of $20,000. Total amount of your bonds, $29,000. Bail bondsman may be willing to do it for $2,900 or so. You can you'll have an opportunity to use the phone
Nope,
in just a little
hard
bit.
pass.
Do you have friends or family that can help bond you out, Mr. Dupree?
No, sir, I was speaking about that to the people applying, and they was really getting irritated with me because I didn't know what was going on. But the pregnant woman, she called up here and said that it was I don't know, like I'm just waiting, you know what I mean, to get magistrated. Like I really don't know what's going on. But I don't have nobody
Or
to
on a
help me.
moped, Brittany.
My son in ICU, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to, I don't know, sir. I don't have nobody.
Yana, I have no idea what.
What's the
I
last
didn't
thing
know
you
she
did?
was. I thought she was fat.
What's the last thing you said? I didn't hear.
I just want to show you they're doing some adjustments with their settings, trying to make it not look so bad. That was
Yeah,
kind of
good for them.
The judge just left so fast that the chair was still spinning. Damn it, just missed. Oh, and she's back.
Shut up!
I wish the guy
You
in the
have
bar
family
back
here
would
in
just
Austin?
stand up and punch him in the back of the head right now.
What kind of money can they come up with to help bond you out?
I mean, we stay in a low budget area, sir. So
Well, and
Somebody say
That-
indigent.
but I really don't.
I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with it. You assaulted a pregnant woman.
I'm gonna set your bond
And-
on the felony at 15,000. Under the circumstances and the nature of the case, I'm not comfortable going any lower than that without input from the district attorney and all the other parties involved. You can talk to your lawyer about trying to ask for a
He
bond
just
reduction
lowered
here.
his bond.
Total amount of your bonds, 24,000. Bail
Took
bonds.
$5,000 off of it.
2,400.
Hello, Mayor.
Mayor,
Have
how
an
are you?
opportunity to use the phone. Now,
How's the wife?
Mr. Dupre, if you postpone and do get out of jail, you have a number of conditions you're required to comply with.
Low
Number
budget area.
one, you're required to
Inexpensive.
comply with an emergency protective order. This is for the protection of Danielle Milligan. Prohibits you from doing
Poor
4
Danielle.
things. First of all, you're prohibited from committing family violence against her, which is already illegal. Second of all, you are prohibited from communicating with her or members of her household or family in a threatening or harassing manner. Third, in this case, you're prohibited from having any contact with her at all, not by phone, text message, email, nothing.
It sounds like he's
That's
already
it.
been in contact with her.
Fourth, you
Trying
are
to get her to
prohibited
say
from
he
going
didn't
within
do it.
200 yards of 1700 Terry Road, Unit 712 in Austin, Texas. If you have any personal belongings there, you're gonna have to have someone else go there and get your stuff for you and bring it to you. Cannot go within 200 yards of that address.
See Granny John quick.
Yeah, I don't stay there. It's just that's my cousin, but
Okay. Lastly, you're prohibited from carrying a firearm or ammunition if you have a concealed handgun license that is suspended. This protective order is going to last for 2 months till August 8th. You're going to get a copy. Make sure you read it and comply with it because if you were to violate it, it is punishable by up to a year in jail. Now, this protective order lasts for 2 months. You also are going to be required to be screened for family violence counseling. And you're going to have a separate piece of paper telling you where to go.
I mean, this
That
could have been a
done,
whole
whatever
nother case
recommendations
when
they
he
make, you
assaulted
need
a
to follow
pregnant
through on.
woman. You know what I'm saying?
And then
This could have
lastly,
been
you're going to be required to report to a
held
mental health
her
supervision
so
officer.
that
Have
she
you
could
ever been
make a phone call
evaluated by a mental health
also?
professional?
No,
Somehow?
sir. I mean, sir, where is all this coming from? Because like, I really don't, y'all talking about handguns and mental health, like I'm really just, I don't, she called up here and told them that it was a misunderstanding on me, so I really don't
Of
know
course
what's
she did.
going on, you know what I mean? So,
My mom did too.
y'all
My
talking
mom was
about
abused
guns
for
like I was
15
involved,
years. She'd
you know
done
what
the
I mean?
same
Like a
thing, I'm
really
sure.
horrible thing, and that's not me, sir.
Well, I can tell you that these cases involve two different victims, one who is pregnant over 30 weeks allegedly, and one who's not. And both of them are allegations of you assaulting them. I don't want you to comment on that. I know you have your side of the story. That's something you need to discuss with your attorney. But I can tell you that at least in the first one, the assault on the pregnant person, which is the felony, there were multiple witnesses on in that regard.
There's a lot of mental abuse as well.
You'll be able to get a copy of the police report.
You think if
from
she's
your
scared
attorney
how easy it is
and
for
walk
him
you through
to
the particular
make her make that
allegations,
phone
share
call.
with him your side of the
Mhm.
story. You certainly
Easily
have the right to
manipulated.
fight your case, and you can discuss with your attorney where to go from here on. Okay.
Well, some
But if you do
misunderstanding.
get out, you make sure you comply with the protective order.
I ain't got nobody help me, yes, sir, thank you.
Okay.
I think we'll
if you
stick
get
here. It
out,
looks like there's only two
go to a
left.
mental health
Two left,
supervision
yeah.
officer. And you do get out, if you postpone, you'll have a piece of paper with the name and number of a person you need to contact.
Make sure we're
within
subscribed.
24 hours of your release.
We're
You need
Yeah.
to stay in touch with
This
that
is Travis
person,
County. Yeah.
follow their directions, and
Yeah,
they have
we've
you
been
get
subscribed, but
evaluated
it's
by a mental health
hit and
professional.
miss.
And if they require that, you need to go through that. Perhaps they'll prescribe
I
medication.
think I
if they
came here
feel
one
that's
time when you weren't
necessary.
here.
I don't know whether that would be the case or not. Besides all that.
While
Mr.
he
Dupree,
transitions, I just want to show you it's getting hot in the courtrooms.
Ooh,
She's taken
yeah.
off her. She's pounded 2 drinks here in the last
Oh, Lord.
10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Diet Mountain Dews, I hope.
You want a quarter point? All right. Do you have any questions?
Sir.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's a sad
Cecilio
thing. You just
Hernandez,
know
very
how
sad.
manipulation and how easy it is for somebody that's stuck in a situation like that.
Hey, this
I-
guy's
and I'm
my
glad-
Mr.
brother.
Hernandez, you are charged with a
And I'm glad
second-degree
judges aren't
felony aggravated
stupid.
assault with a deadly weapon.
They know exactly how
Amount
that
set at $15,000. You also have a Class A misdemeanor interfering with an emergency telephone call with a bond amount
Assault
of
with a deadly
$3,500.
weapon, baby.
Total amount of your bond is $18,500. You're not going to get a personal bond. You are going to need to hire an attorney or a bail bond when you get out. You'll have an opportunity to use phone in a little bit to try to make that happen. Mr. Hernandez, if you do postpone, you got a couple of conditions you need to comply with. Number one, you're required to be screened for alcohol counseling. So if you get out of jail, you're going to have paper telling you when and where to go to do that. You need to follow whatever recommendations they have. Okay. Second of all, you're required to comply with an emergency protective order. This is for the protection of Norma Cantu. Prohibits you from doing 4 things. First of all, you're prohibited from committing family violence against her, which is already illegal.
Sure.
You're prohibited from communicating with her or members of her household or family in a threatening or harassing manner.
It's the way to do it,
Third,
Sally.
you are prohibited from going
One
within
and done.
200 yards of 2606 Crazy Horse Pass in Austin, Texas.
As we all know,
You
most
cannot
don't.
go within 20.
Crazy Horse
within 200
Pass must be
yards of
right
that
by the
address.
strip club,
I know
no?
you have some personal belongings there. You need to
gotta
have
be
someone
right
else
next
go
door.
there,
Gotta
get
be.
your stuff for you, and bring it to you. Cannot go within 200 yards of that address. And lastly, you're prohibited from carrying a firearm or ammunition. This protective order is going to last for 2 months till August 10th. You're going to get a copy. Make sure you read it and comply with it. Because if you violate it, it is punishable by up to a year in jail. Again, you're not going to get a personal bond, so you're going to need to hire an attorney or a bail bonds when I come up with cash. Do you want a court-appointed attorney? Do you want to hire your own lawyer, Mr. Hernandez?
Suppose I have a lawyer.
You have a lawyer already, is that?
Yeah, because I have that case, it's like.
I was in Wilmington
I know you have a
2
pending-
years ago and
You have
got
a
the
pending
prepaid
felon
legal.
strangulation case. Do you already have an attorney on that?
Yeah,
So are you gonna try to, is that a hired lawyer or is it a court-appointed lawyer?
Larry's humiliated for this guy.
Did you hire that attorney or is it?
No, that is
it
Larry's
appointed-
sitting
appointed by
behind
the
him.
court?
yeah, I see with my phone.
What?
Larry's a giant
Honestly,
freaking
with
sideways
my lawyer,
pumpkin.
what I
Larry.
have.
wanna hire your attorney on these cases? The new
He can help you
cases as
fix
well?
that if you need it.
Yes,
Okay. And you had
Yes,
hired
you
an
know
attorney on the previous case?
yes.
Okay.
I had a giant
All right, do you have any
sideways
questions?
pumpkin picture. I'd be
So this
humiliated too,
case
Larry.
is new.
Yeah. These are allegations.
These guys should be
The
humiliated.
incident allegedly occurred on May 28th of this year. So we're just talking about a week and a half ago. This is a totally different incident from
They
the
all
pending
work
case
too.
you have from last year. This is in addition to that.
Getting in trouble a lot.
Yeah, because the officer told me it's like a.
What's
like
wrong with
I
that
don't
guy's
show up to-
toes?
to
I
the
don't know.
court,
He's been
that's why
picking
it's
at us for
arresting
quite
me,
a
but,
while.
The lawyer.
I feel like
told
we
me
might have
that
saved
I
the
can
best for
show up
last.
when- Like when.
Well, this is not a bond forfeiture for failing to show up in court. If you have a warrant for that on the other case, I haven't been informed of it yet. These have to do with a new incident that allegedly occurred about a week and a half ago. Okay.
Yes. They should make everybody come in
Good.
shirtless just to shame them even more. Talking about humiliating.
David Ross.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Mr.
David,
Ross,
baby.
You were charged with a Class B misdemeanor violation of an occupational driver's license.
David
The bond
Lee
amount set
Ross.
at $1,000.
Yes.
Now, normally I would automatically do a personal bond on a case like this.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
my God,
Please.
Sam.
The concern I have here is that the underlying allegations that arose
golly,
that
that's
involved the police coming to the scene
Yeah, you
had
made
to
the
do
right
with
choice.
allegations of, just allegations, and I don't want you to comment on this, but allegations are that you pulled a gun on your roommate. Now, before I do any kind of personal bond on something like this, even though this is just a driving offense, I want our staff to call the roommate to make sure there's no concerns about any safety to anybody. So,
Oh,
you have his phone number?
no, sir.
His phone number is 512-975-3388.
Carol, did you get that?
3388.
Yes, sir. May I explain? I have
Hold on. What's his name?
Live.
Brandon Aldaco.
Grant?
Brandon Aldaco.
Oh,
Let's go, Brandon.
Taco.
Yes, sir.
all right. Now, in terms of explaining, I don't want you to get into the facts of the case because I don't want, because anything you
Please.
say can be used against you. This is a recorded hearing. I don't want
God's
you
sakes, let it go.
compromising your interest. So that
I
aside,
license, someone took the paperwork that goes with that out of my truck. And I got pulled over in front of my house by the police, the Florida police.
Somebody noticed
and I
two
was-
more
I was
appeared?
at home.
well, talk to your lawyer about that. And listen, I'm inclined to do a personal bond on this case. I don't want someone stuck in jail on a violation of an occupational
Let's
driver's
call
license.
Brandon.
In this case, it had to do with you just not having the
Let's call
paperwork.
Brandon.
When you're driving.
call Brandon
the
the
thing
taco.
is I need to make sure no one's gonna get hurt when you
No
go
one's
back to
gonna
the
get hurt.
house. I need our staff to call,
Yes, sir.
call Brandon and just clarify things before I. make a decision
Just
on a
ask
personal
Brandon
bond.
if
So
he's.
I'm gonna
scared
have
of
them
his
call. Do you want a
roommate.
court-appointed attorney or do you want to hire your own lawyer?
I have my own lawyer, Michael J. Fox of all names.
All right.
Michael J.
I don't know
Fox.
if it's a J. I know Michael Fox. I'm not sure. Is his middle initial a J?
Michael J.
Yeah.
Michael J.
Let's see,
Fox.
But it's spelled M-I-C-H-A-L, it's M-Y-K-H-A-L. Michael
I
J.
know.
Fox.
I know. Now, one of the
Thank-
conditions, one of the conditions of your release, Mr. Ross, however you get out of jail, is you're not allowed to drive without a valid driver's license or occupational driver's license.
With paperwork.
Paperwork with on your possession.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand that. And I will contact my attorney, Stephen Hess, who got that for me. And
My attorney,
Please,
Steven
Mr.
Spielberg.
And
Michael J. Fox.
a bunch of crap. Actually, I said that he was pulling the gun on me. They got it all confused. The Florida police did.
I live with Marty
Anyway, I don't
McFly.
have guns in my house. I've lived there 20 years. I'm a resident of Travis County. I would be a great person for a personal bond.
Friends with Doc Brown.
Well,
Mayor, my name is Tom.
you understand that, do you still have any if you have any conflict remaining with your roommate, you need to handle it in some other nonviolent way. Do you understand? that?
Absolutely. No, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Next time I'll just shoot the
There
mother.
is no-
Dad's gonna call Brandon.
Brandon is my homosexual lover. okay?
All right.
We've been together 20 years.
All right.
And
Let's
so
go,
he's
Brandon.
hooked on methamphetamine. I don't use drugs at all, period. And so that's an issue between us and he, you know, he and I. So he gets kind of crazy when he does that stuff, you know, but he loves me.
Pride Month, everybody.
And we don't have any
I don't
problems.
want you to get into those issues, even though you're not charged with assault. I don't want you to make statements that potentially compromise your interests. You really need to talk to
Yeah.
people. Where,
He'll be putting Brandon's
right,
business
good
out
luck.
here. He's not even here.
So what am I to do? My bond's
go back to your cell, and I'm going to have the staff call Brandon, and then I'll make a final decision.
No,
whether you
Kirchhoff, he hasn't
qualify for
done
a
drugs.
personal bond.
This is
If you
homosexual.
do, you'll
Well,
get out
that's
today.
the problem.
If not,
He doesn't do the
your
drugs.
bond amount's $1,000. You can hire a bail bondsman or have someone just
Sally,
come
did you
down
hear
with
him? He
1,000
don't
and you'll
do
get it back
drugs.
at the end of the case.
Thank you very much, sir. I
Can you
appreciate it.
please
Good luck.
contact my doctor,
Thank you.
Mr.
Timothy,
Alex
hurry.
P. Keaton? That's Alex P. Keaton. Please contact him.
All right.
What?
What
did he say? Behind the scenes.
Who you looking for?
Actually, it's the post 4 guys, so never mind.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't get him up.
I couldn't get him up.
All right.
Don't cut the feed.
Call Brandon. Let's talk to Brandon. Oh, come on.
Let's
man.
call Brandon. It doesn't matter. Carol already tried. Go straight to just
Oh,
no
look at
voice.
this. Oh, wow. Get a tour.
Oh, look at the stash.
Oh, my goodness. Can I get one of those? Is there no way me and Creed aren't going to dress up as criminals for Halloween? I mean, come on. Ugh.
All right. I don't think we're I think that's what these guys now or what? What is happening?
These two dudes about to fight it out. Is this Fight Club? Whoever wins
Guys,
gets
we
out.
are pretty much done for the day, but let's see just for a few minutes, see what's happening over
Not have to
here.
serve that so long as for the next 2 years you have no new offenses, and we'll talk about whether or not you have to pay court costs. Is that your understanding of what you were agreeing to? And did you and Ms. Nicole go over this guilty plea form together? Did you feel like you understood everything about it?
Yes, ma'am.
So then you understand that if you plead guilty today, you are telling the court that you are guilty and that you do not want to have a trial. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
She's got law skill and sex appeal.
Mr. Gross, how do you
She's
plead this
Judge
against
Hottie.
being Anthony the Machine? Guilty or not guilty?
Judge Hottie.
Plea. Ms. McMahon, tell me please about the motion.
She's got a lot of class and a great ass.
Requesting the waiver of court costs.
Judge Hottie.
He is.
Potty time. Eat some corn.
He has been unable to
Motion's granted.
keep employment. Thank you.
Fat jokes. Stop coughing.
All right.
Put a mask on that man.
Any review date?
Quit spreading your herpes all over the place.
Gross, I am gonna have a document for you called
Judge, bringing the thunder.
It's into writing
From down.
for the next 2 years and everything that we've just discussed. If you haven't
She's
seen it,
thick,
all you
she's
have to do
fair. She's not wearing underwear. It's Judge Hottie.
She brawls, baby. Now the cameras, the camera's a little bit weird. They were actually messing around with it a little bit. They were trying to bring up because it's so I don't know. It looks like we're watching it on VCR. By the way, did you guys see that giant copier sitting up on top? Watch when it comes back around to the side. There is a massive Look at it. Watch it.
I
when it
mean,
comes back.
everybody's making jokes in the chat, but I mean, the camera does add 100 pounds.
In some cases too. Alex, you hear that?
Nice copier. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I see. I kind of wish that this court moved a little bit faster because it looks.
The attorney smells her finger over there.
I was just kind of waiting to see if he.
Yeah, they left it on. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if you bring that dude back in and say, I talked to your homosexual lover who I don't think does any drugs. I think it's you.
I hate to put him on blast, but he's a lazy lover and he loves the meth.
Go get it.
Oh, you. Where's T? T, what do you say? Yeah, you're in
It's like some of those chases that we see, and all the vehicles are much, much shorter than they should be. Is that Wendy right there that just moved?
She's gonna do the
God,
slow
that looks a
adult.
lot like her. She have a Mountain Dew?
Mitch Match clothing is all the rage in this courtroom. I mean, when you come into court with a slogan on your shirt.
All right. It's, a lot of people are doing things.
Joshua Collins.
Oh, we're calling somebody.
We have resolved one case, we're passing the other.
Hi, Mr. Collins.
Oh,
Hi,
he's just a wee man.
The one that
I
is
wish he would have wore a
passed
polo.
instead of
He's
second
almost
place
got it. He's got a nice pair of pants on. His shoes are all right.
I was gonna hire an attorney. Okay. So we'll
Clean cut, but then a t-shirt, you know?
So
He's
that
not
is a
indigent.
failure to make required disposition of property going to July 8th at 9 a.m. in courtroom 301.
It's true.
Right, yes. And then on
Kind of like in
June
2022 when you call it Federal
stating and
Express.
driving without insurance, the
It's a weird
student
flex,
was
but
dismissed
yeah,
if he
whatever.
pleaded guilty to driving without insurance. And the sentence would be a $1,000 fine. 900 of that would be held over your head for a period of 2 years on the condition that you do not have any new offenses for the next 2 years.
They're gonna hold it over his head.
That would leave you owing $100 plus court costs, which we'll talk about shortly. We would set that for September 2nd at 1 o'clock. For
That's true. His
cause.
his head isn't even as big as one of her breasts, by the way.
She's built like a linebacker. This is the land of giant women.
You sure you're gonna be
At
able
the
to hire
very
lawyers
least,
after today?
Captain Happy, yes.
All right, with regards to the driving without insurance, do you understand that you do not have to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
You could consult with an attorney first. You could demand that it be set
It,
for trial.
I can see. I can see it. I can see where you would.
Give up those rights.
Yeah. No, but I
And
can.
then, do you understand that if you plead guilty today, this charge will be on your record, and if you're charged with driving without insurance again in the future,
I bet she couldn't do
it
a drum solo for even 6 seconds. She'd be
worse on the
dead.
next one.
Look, I mean,
Right.
not everybody's blessed with great
Do you
physical
still wish to plead
attributes.
guilty to driving without insurance first offense? I'm accepting your guilty plea. And Ms. Christian, would you make a motion to waive costs?
Oh, he's cute. Look at his face.
Mr. Collins, are you employed?
Yeah.
What is your income?
That's right, David.
$25 a week. I make about $350, $400 a week.
Wow, baller.
Is there some reason you're not working full time?
Just
The
lazy.
job that I work for right now, they only do part-time.
Yeah, is
it
there a
reason
reason?
that you can't work a different job that is full time?
Wow, she come down hard.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, I got 5.
Whoa.
Okay.
I got a 15-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
Do you remember their names?
Yes, they all do.
Your fine and your court costs are being waived.
You better find 10 part-time jobs.
She just waived all the fines and court costs.
Yeah, because he got all those kids and he don't make hardly no monies.
But the 900 is still over your head. So just
That's
have
a tough one.
She's going to pay so it's $1,000 fine. He's got to pay 100 of that as long as he keeps insurance for the next 2 years.
That's a tough
900
one.
doesn't have to be paid.
I understand why they do that, but yeah, I mean it's for the kids ultimately. But
Yeah, you don't want to
Do
take
you-
from them.
how about asking though if you live if the kids like if you guys all live together? Like,
She
how do
did.
you know that she did?
She did.
Okay, I
Mhm.
missed
He
that.
said they all live with me. So I mean,
All right.
Judge Lunch Lady Arms. Yeah,
Me too,
I mean-
Carol. We're done.
Yeah, we're out of here
yeah,
too.
Nothing.
Oh, let us know if you tore anything up in there.
Their names. Yes, he knows their names. Their names are 15-year-old, 10-year-old.
Oh wow! Well, great day of court. Finally,
It was.
Good.
It was a good day. Good day of court. Rob, you're more than welcome to say whatever you'd like.
Rob, your abs speak for themselves. No need to worry. Oh, see lights flicker there. Is it
Yeah, is there
haunted?
a storm?
Oh wow! Good for you. That paleo diet, you gotta have some money to do that. That's rich man's weight loss.
Yeah, we were talking about a Meg one. I was talking to Terminator about one, but a fat bastard would be pretty funny too. That would be like or even like a Buddha.
Or we
Giant
just use
Buddha.
this. I mean, this
Or
is a
just
good
use-
weight loss as
use the
well.
cokehead.
That's why he's not here.
We'll leave you with that one.
Yeah. Juicing it up, dude. All right, guys. We're beating cheeks out of here. Wild Woman Wednesday coming up next at 4:05. So make sure you're right back here for that. Creed, anything else, bud? Well put, Creed. Well put. Well, until then, we'll see you next time. Bye now. Was that a ghost? Congrats. Well, congrats.